Why do useful thoughts surface in your mind at the strangest of times? I have been writing the Todoist newsletter, goes out on the first day of every month. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I have been writing it for 2 years. 2 years. And not once in those 2 years has the idea for that newsletter actually come to me while I'm sitting at my desk. It always happens when I'm doing something really random, like brushing my son's teeth, or I'm on a long drive, or I'm folding yet another pile of laundry that's probably going to sit in a basket for a further 4 days. Sure, it would be so much more convenient if these ideas came to my mind whilst I'm at work, whilst I'm sitting at a keyboard, but they don't. And that is why shower notepads exist, and they do, because ideas often come to us at the strangest of times. This strange little cognitive kick is not just reserved for ideas, it also happens to us when it comes to reminders. How many times have you been in a meeting, you're mid-meeting, your mind starts to wander and you think, oh, my kid's permission slip is due. Or worse, you're about to drift off into blissful sleep and bing, you remember about that work feedback form you did not submit on time. Labelled the Zeigarnik effect, this basically means that our brains are superb at remembering and holding on to open loops of things that we've yet to complete. However, it's not very good at remembering when or in which context to resurface them. So let me give you some ideas on how to harness the power of this beautiful and efficient little pattern of the mind, while it's also not being at the mercy of those really poorly timed epiphanies. First up, give your mind time to wander. Brenna, who is Todoist CMO, is famed for going on long walks whenever she's got a tricky problem to solve. She'll often do that without any headphones or even her dog, just to give her mind the time and the space to mull things over. Similarly, my husband is a shift worker and has a lot of long drives. He is also writing a book in his spare time, so while he's driving, he will use that time to try and figure out any challenges he's facing when it comes to writing the book. I know it's not possible for everybody, but if you can, try to create some little pockets of time throughout your day, throughout your week, to just let your brain amble through your problems, surface your tasks, and create space for those things to resurface in your mind. Now, it is important to try to do this without distraction, because if you are listening to an audiobook or you've got YouTube on in the background, there's a pretty good chance that your brain is going to be occupied by that. So giving your brain the silence and the space that it needs to surface these things is key. Next up is have a quick capture system. For me, the reason that I started using Todoist way back in 2014, which is long before I started working here, is because it makes it so easy to capture tasks. I have the Todoist widget on my phone lock screen, so I don't even have to open my phone in order to add a task. I will often use the widget on my Apple Watch. I also heavily utilize the Q shortcut whenever I'm on my laptop to add a task from anywhere. The gist of it is, the faster you can get the idea or the reminder out of your mind and into a system that you trust, the better it is for your brain to be able to relax and stop opening that loop again and again until you take action on it. It also helps you get back to whatever it was you were actually doing a lot quicker. Next up is acknowledge that work and life will blend. You're going to get thoughts about work when you're not working, and you're going to get thoughts about life whenever you are working. The important thing is to just have a place in which you can put these thoughts so that you're not just constantly trying to dismiss them and promising ourselves that we will remember them later whenever we're in the right context, because we all know that that never happens. By dumping them into my Todoist inbox, I know that I can process them during my weekly review. Now, if you don't know what a weekly review is, then I will leave a link in the cards above or in the description box below, because we actually have a video on that topic. And on that note, the last point is to have a reflection ritual. Make time in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year. That sounds like a lot, but it's not that much. Make little pockets of time where you can review, reflect, remember things that need to be done, and then also prioritize the things that you've already recorded. This will in turn prevent your mind from using those open loops like a chew toy. If left unchecked, we all know that our brains can become a swirling, twirling vortex of random reminders and tasks, because the peace of mind that you can reach whenever you know that anything important that you need to do or remember, or any great ideas that you have, are actually stored somewhere that you can come back to them at a time in which it's appropriate, is unparalleled. So now I'm interested, do you have any ways of corralling your thoughts? Do you have any little rhythms, routines, tips that you can share in the comments below? Because I would love to read them and I'm sure the other people watching would too. And as usual, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because it lets us know and it lets YouTube know that you want to see more like it. And if you do want to see more like it, then consider subscribing to the Todoist channel. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Come on, centipede. Why is that in my head? I don't even know what movie that's from. Algorithm. Why is the word algorithm so hard to say? Algorithm. Does everybody find it hard to say? Algorithm. It helps the algorithm. Algorithm.